I had another revelation. And again, some of them might seem obvious, but this is like, it's not even tangled. It just really was well kept. And I said it, like I said, you know, Eric Adams, why would you do, your Republican is showing. And, you can say what I'm saying is wild, speculation, conspiracy. Not even, because this is not conspiracy. I'm ex-military. Military intelligence. This is not, is definitely not, you don't know nothing about law and civilian law. This is, what part don't you understand, y'all? That's why, remember, I kept telling y'all niggas doing all, even her, even the bums, which y'all, I'm like, this is what y'all doing is military shit. We don't have guns. They told you, they lied to you. I know you don't have guns. You're on the behalf of a treasonous organization. You see them bitches that's getting that Chinese chick? No, but she's American, right? Being charged. She didn't have no weapons. She's being charged because of her collusion. Y'all know that shit. RICO charged, but this won't be a RICO. What I'm saying is, it's the same thing. Yeah, Eric Adams, he's a cop, right? It's like, well, who knows? I don't know what's going on. But now, this is another video from that dude. And some just, it's like someone's telling me, this was just like the guy on Rumble. He kept saying this whole thing was a sting. And people, no, it wasn't just him. Somebody said in the comments like 3 years ago, this is a sting. I added, the biggest thing ever, and But they just said this is a sting. This sting operation, the whole thing, all of it, the election 2019, all that is a fucking sting operation. He's in New York. Matter of fact, don't you want a cop from, New York? Not even LA or the only other big, Chicago. No, New York. Undercover. New York undercover. I'm not singing his praise. We don't know yet. It could go exactly like it's supposed to. He just gets arrested.
Despite our pleas, when the federal government did nothing as its broken immigration policies overloaded our shelter system with no relief, my fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes.
Yeah.
If so, these charges will be entirely...
Now, this guy, I trust him. He's who's channel Scuttlebutt, but if anything, he's 11 Bravo or whatever, straight infantry. He don't,
based on lies. But they would not be surprising.
Wait for this.
I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target. And a target I became for months.
This is a big deal, because remember, Mayor Adams came out and said, hey, we're getting all sorts of illegal aliens dumped here. Coming from the border, we can't take them. Of course, he didn't care before. Florida and Texas were sending them, and they were coming at scale. Hopping on a plane in El Paso, flying right up, or Phoenix, New York City. He complained a lot, and all of a sudden, the DOJ's coming for him.
Leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty.
Wow.
Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner, looking for documents from 20 years ago. Just 1 week after he joined my administration.
Yeah, I bet.
Enough. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit.
I don't think this is going to end well at all. When he came out against the Biden administration, the Harris administration, I knew this would go down, but I thought he'd cave.
If I'm charged, I know I am innocent. I will request an immediate trial so the New Yorkers can hear the truth. New Yorkers know my story. They know where I come from. I have been fighting injustice my entire life. That fight has continued as your mayor. Despite our pleas, when the federal government did nothing as its broken immigration policies overloaded our shelter system with no relief, I put the people of New York before party and politics. Now, if I am charged, many may say I should resign because I cannot manage the city while fighting the case. I can also understand how everyday New Yorkers would be concerned that I cannot do my job while I...
Well, they came for a president, they're to come for you. AOC came out earlier today before this was released and said he should resign. And right now, the leaks are...
AOC, top Democrat in New York. Like everybody said, 6 years ago, she was a broke bartender. Now she's worth $21 million or whatever. You know, even if it's just, okay, she did get, they voted for her. You still shouldn't be, just the salary is you know, 160,000 a year. 160 times 6 plus minus taxes, living expenses in New York City. Yeah, that's basically like, and she's single, no kids, you know, whatever. So she should be worth 500,000, not no 21 million. And that's if she's smart. Nope. That's being exactly 500,000 is being, you know, damn well she gonna spend that shit because it's 160 divided by whatever it is, and 160 divided by 12 after tax, all the cuts and taxes, da 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 da. She gonna spend that shit every month because she a female. So no, she wouldn't even be worth it. She literally, if anything, she might have 80,000 in the bank.
It was something to do with being a foreign agent. Just leaks. Not fake news, not misinformation, YouTube. God. But he's blaming it on the Department of Justice because he complained about all the illegal aliens being dumped in New York. He's blaming it on the border crisis, which the border crisis has created, in my personal opinion, by not enforcing the border laws and the asylum laws.
But I have been facing these lies for months since I began to speak out for all of you and their investigation.
Because don't it seem, when he first said it, remember I told you months ago, or was it last year? You know, I left a comment. I know it's just a comment, but they can find it if they want. You know what I'm saying? You know, the feds, all that. They can find every comment I ever made, right? So they know, yeah, I said, you know, Google all that shit, even if it was deleted by someone else or I deleted it, exactly, it's still out there. Everything's on the internet, everything you do. So they know, yeah, careful, your Republican is showing, right? And this guy, you know, Scuttlebutt, you know, he wouldn't know what you know, he might, you know, later on he might have had a security briefing probably, but that's once he got up in rank, you know, in the Rangers, all that. Me, I, you know, be in mind, all that shit, I got that immediately as a private once I got to my unit in the 82nd. Everybody else don't get that, you know, it's just, you know. And my age and generation, you know, all that hood shit, all that. It's like, wait a minute. I thought my spidey sense was telling me I didn't want to. I don't know. It's like I want to, but it's like, you know, you got an undercover New York mayor to bust the brain down. No, not to bring them there with lies. Yeah, undercover. Yeah, real shit, real evidence, hard, tangible evidence. Exactly. He's a New York cop. Got to get the evidence.
Wow. Yet the city has continued to improve. Make no mistake.
Shit.
You elected me to lead this city, and lead it I will. I humbly ask.
And like I said, I could be totally wrong. I doubt it though. Whenever I ever been totally wrong.
Your patience as we see this through. God bless you, and God bless the city of New
He just turned this whole thing around and said, I'm getting indicted because I complained about all the illegal aliens getting dumped in New York. Let me say that again. He did make a big to-do about it. And when he did that, I go, whoa, this is going to end well. He kept saying that we can't take them off the federal government. Even under Kamala's plan of the border enforcement, which means codifying more in, you're still going to have as many in or more dumping them in New York. The problem would remain the same unless they secured the border. I'll give some attribution to Janice Yu, a reporter out of New York. That's where this came from. So the mayor of New York is flipping on Kamala Harris. Remember, she was the one that Joe Biden said, I'm going to task you with dealing with the border. I'm not going to use the C word. SAR, right? Like a Caesar salad. I'm not going to use that word. But he said, I'm putting her in tasking her to deal with the border. And Mayor Adams basically said the federal government's not doing their job. He's putting us in a bad spot in New York. Another Democrat. And now everyone in his cabinet, everyone around him, his orbit, is getting indicted. Now he's indicted. Now this is from the New York Post. Following news of the indictment, cops set up barriers outside the Gracie Mansion, the mayor's home, and forced reporters back from the house. Here's where it gets really good. Details about the exact accusations remain unclear, but are believed to be connected with allegations of the Turkish government illegally funneling money into his mayoral campaign in exchange for approval of the Turkish consulate in Manhattan's, according to sources. As you've heard before, the Fed's going to die at a ham sandwich. The conviction rate's like 98%. What we should know tomorrow is the indictment's unsealed, but that's not...
Yeah, black folks, especially them black girls, some of them I watch, I used to. They loved touting that in the last couple of years. Remember I told you, like them, I call them Real Housewives or of Atlanta. All that shit, the feds, they don't indict unless they got they was trying to spread that shit to the unintelligent niggas. The feds, basically, if the feds, and also, really, it was a badge of honor, even for the bitch. Why? Because her ex-boyfriend, her baby daddy, he got indicted by the feds. Exactly. That means he was a big timer. Is all that shit. Nigga, she's exactly. No, it was no jealousy. It was all stupidity and fake gangster shit. I've been said that. The 98, they got a 98% conviction rate. The feds don't even indict unless they can convict. The feds after me. The feds, all that shit. The feds, my brother, this is my boyfriend. Yeah, it could be their brother, whatever. They cousin. Female shit. That's what I'm saying. Back in my day, when we first started, females wasn't involved like that. They still was getting told not to talk to gangsters and shit. They had, exactly. Don't talk to da 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 da. Now, it's all, pride. These feds, this nigga might even had people knocked off, did it himself, whatever. How is that fake? Anybody can kill. That don't mean it's gangster. Trying to tell you.
That's the bigger picture here. He turned on the federal government, commented, said, hey, we can't take him on New York City. And the feds came for him. And they came hard. You could get every one of these mayors. Could have got the governor of New York, Chris Cuomo, or Andrew Cuomo. There's a list that's long. Everybody could be indicted by the feds at some point, if they want to make it look that way. General Flynn, speaking. What do you think about this? You turn on Harris, because she was, by Joe Biden's admission, in charge of domestic and foreign policy. He said he outsourced that to her. Today in the video here, on The View, and he also said, it's very clear, she was in charge of dealing with the southern border, dealing with other countries' leaders to try to fix the problem. This is damning. I mean, things are really turning fast. Thanks for being here.
Like I said, I could be wrong. And I think his, spidey sense ain't tuned in like mine because, he's probably from his whole life from the country. As I said, they always like that. I ain't talking about like basic training, because basic training, most of your drill sergeants and AIT, they're black dudes. Unless, 11 Bravo, you go straight to fucking, Fort Benning and all that shit. But, he remind me of, whatever. But the bottom line is, exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. Y'all call them racist? No, they cool. This is 94. Rewind to 94. they understand, I listen to gangster rap, all that shit, because he would have been young too. He probably would only been like 28 or something. I don't know. I'm 20 or 19 or whatever. You see what I'm saying? It's all good. They did not, why do you think I get promoted? Get everybody, the whole battalion. Why everybody? That's what y'all were mad about. And when I say real, is not, all that fake gangster shit. You just, real solid. You show up, you do your job, you know to do it well, and all that shit. But what I'm saying is, he might not be able to catch what I'm, picking up on my radar and spidey sense about. This might be part of this thing. I could be wrong. This is just might. Undercover cop becomes mayor of New York, literally to bust the corrupt Democrats and communists around the globe and trying to take over the United States. Really trying to take over the United States. I don't know. I could be wrong. But we'll see.